Hey guys, Omar here, and welcome to episode 2 of our series of spotlighting street photographers. Today we're looking at Pampin. I think that's how you say his name, Pampin. But I picked him because he's from Spain, and I am going to Spain next week with my mom. We're going 3 days to Barcelona, so I'm excited to do some street photography, maybe some night photography if I can stay up late enough. Those of you that have been to Barcelona, let me know in the comments below what I need to do and where I need to go to get some awesome shots. Those of you that didn't see episode 1, I explained what the whole point of the series is. And it's basically just inspiration, us looking at other people's work to get inspired. So besides him being Spanish, the technique that we're going to talk about today, which I need help with, which is why we're looking at him, is embracing your shadows. I am all about the light. If you see my photographs, I light people up. Light. I have a backlight, I have another light. I rarely think about shadows. They seem to just be, who is buzzing me? This is Omar Gonzalez. Are my euros ready? Yes. All right. I'll go pick them up. My euros are ready for my trip. 10,000 euros I got walking around in cash. Okay, so back to embracing your shadows. This is something that I need help with, and it's just letting the shadows speak for the photograph. So let's look at some photographs and see if we can pick anything out that will help us. All right, here's Pampin's Instagram. All right, so here's our first example. Look how dark this image is. This is reminiscent of a Caravaggio painting. I love that the red shirt here just pops, but you don't even see the subject's eyes. And that is brave. That's something that I never even think of. This is beautiful. This is also using complementary colors here, orange from in here and blues from the outside, playing with white balance. I like that. Beautiful blacks, deep, inky. Imagine printing this photograph. Your printer would just would hate you. And here, just the highlights are super highlighted and the darks are super dark, but embracing those shadows. So really dark. There is a little distracting element over here, but I think it balances out here. All these little speculars from the trees coming in. I think this is really cool. And this is just being an artist, Instead of taking a well-composed, a well-lit photograph, like using shapes and light, and look at this thing. It's like, who cares what the cathedral looks like? I mean, someone might argue this is completely underexposed. What the hell are you doing? These could be up in a gallery and you would be completely impressed. Now, this is a great technique to use if you're a street photographer, is find your composition from the location first and then have your subjects come into that light. So here's that technique again, having a shaft of light, having most things go into black, and then having your subject come in. I think I would have exposed this more. And I think that's the problem. Here's another great example, just lighting up the hat. I mean, just part of the reason that this shadow technique works is our brains can just fill in what's missing. And I think as photographers, we forget that. We want to show everything. And this is the perfect example of where we explore the photograph a little longer. If it would have just been a picture of this man staring at your camera lens, it's the same as all our street photography where nothing's really happening. And you catch someone at a moment that they're not comfortable, that they're just walking on the street. But this is taking that moment and just making it interesting with the lines and the shadows and only the hat being composed. Now, I don't know if I could do this in camera. I'm assuming that a lot of this is done in post where you bring the shadows down and maybe, I don't know if, maybe you guys can tell me your theory on this, but do you paint in shadows? Is that allowed? Where maybe this guy's face was showing a little bit more and we get rid of it? I don't know. I mean, it is art, so that's okay. So that's just an interesting conversation to have. Look at this. Yo, that's cool. So most of the time we see just silhouettes or we see people in shafts of light. This is really great to get both, embracing the shadows, but also the moment captured in silhouette. So dang, check out Pampin, man. Thank you guys for suggesting him. I'm going to try to embrace my shadows a little bit more, and I think you should go to the dark side. All right, I'll see you guys next time.